Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Eric. This is Gridlango, and today I'm in the gorgeous Alabama hills, which are at the base of Mt Whitney, in which you can't see today. It is a little cold, it is a little cloudy, and we are expecting a little bit of snow and rain. Show you guys my little packing skills for me and me and a dog. He's doing some prep work himself. Dogs. All right, so let me show you exactly what I have done here for my one-man trip. But first I want to say that I can't wait to have my front runner awning here, because this would be a perfect location just to set it up and have it hanging out. We'll have my campfire here. Oh my God, look, it's a new Honda Passport. That's a new Honda Passport. That dude's been hanging out here like all day, and I just keep staring at it. It's pretty cool. So, bye friends. All right, this is my quick array of what I got going on here. What I like to do personally is I like to cover my stuff up, and this is my fleece blanket for tonight. I'm expecting pretty cold weather, so I put any type of blanket necessarily over my entire load whenever I go camping if I get out. And you know, I go to the gas station, or I go to stop to the bathroom, grab some food or whatever. I don't want people looking back here and actually seeing exactly what I have back here. That way it helps with any potential thefts. Got my pillow, and so here I have my this is my gimbal that I'm actually going to be practicing with. No digging in camp. Hey, hey. Good boy. Good boy. My gimbal, these are actually spare parts for the car. I got some ball joints and some links, just in case, you know, things happen. I got my ice chest here, tools. I got, that's a 7-gallon, but I'm not using all 7 gallons. I have probably about 5 gallons in it. And I've got my super awesome front runner tent, which I'm super excited to use again. And I got me a chair, sleeping bag, a little fire grate for cooking. I got my wood there, food in that bag, and more firewood. And I am set to go. But the first thing in order is getting that fire going and wishing that I had that awning, because that would be super cool. And I left it blank there for it, ready to go. He's trying to help. So I also did some exploring today, which was pretty cool. And in fact, to get to this particular campsite, you got to go off kind of the main road. And the main road's right here, and then you got to come down here into this nice little gully area, do a super sweet water crossing, oh my God, and crawl up some rocks, and then boom, base camp. So I'll be hanging out here and going home tomorrow. It's only a one-night trip type thing. So what are you doing? All right, let me set up camp here. for what you missed over there. I put my tent up. Hopefully you saw it go kaploo. It's pretty cool. Got my chair, got my ice box, firewood, a little fire pit. But before I get started with this fire and putting some food in me, I have to say Alabama Hills is an absolutely gorgeous place. It is BLM land, which is the Bureau of Land Management, and what it is if you're a working taxpayer, this is what you pay for it. This is where some of your tax money goes, and it goes to the actual management of it, the taking care of, cleaning, making sure there's hiking trails and there's signs and stuff like that. And I would suggest highly to utilize that because it's great. The only thing that's really been ticking me off lately, and not necessarily just me, but a lot of other people, is the term overland. When you're overlanding, it is two different things in comparison to camping and overlanding. Typically, when you come here to Alabama Hills, you're camping. You don't overland. And a lot of people are getting that confused. Hey, you want to go overlanding? There's not much room for overlanding here in California, let alone the United States, really. Overlanding, I think, originated in the South Africa region, where there is absolutely nothing for hundreds of miles. But here in California, you can go between cities, and it's not like there's a whole bunch of random room and space and plains and mountains that you would go overlanding. That is completely different. When you're overlanding, you are actually in remote locations for several days on end, where you're living solely out of your vehicle, like just a nomad or a transient. If you were to just drive up here like I did today, you're camping. I came up from Los Angeles area. It took me about 3 hours to get here, all pavement. I pick a spot and I pitch a tent. That's not overlanding, that's camping. And a lot of people are getting that confused, and it is annoying. I know that the whole overlanding scene is huge, but here in the United States, I don't think you can really overland. I know you can overland probably more likely in like the Montana area, or like Wyoming even, maybe even in the far east coast, in the Appalachian Mountain area, or you got some plains. But along here, there really isn't much where you can actually overland. So when I hear someone saying, hey, let's go on an overland trip, that's a little bit different than it's actually taking into consideration. I get the whole equipping your vehicle for, extended stays for the whole overlanding scene. And it's absolutely huge. It's gigantic. You have no idea how big that is. It has grown so massively and so rapidly. And I can even say the front runner rack that I have was actually designed in South Africa, because they actually do those types of overlanding trips, where here in California, you typically just go camping. But I'm driving around here, and I'm not knocking anything. Trust me. These trucks look awesome, but you always see these rooftop tents, safari snorkels. You got bunch of duked out trucks and SUVs here. A lot of Tacomas, a lot of 4Runners. That's just the truck of choice, I guess. But I'll tell you what, I'm seeing Mini Coopers out here driving these roads, and maybe not the one I got to get to here, but he's driving these roads just fine. He came in, pitched a tent, and he's camping. He's not overlanding. I couldn't even begin to find out where you would overland here in Southern California, or even in California alone. The scene is now getting blown out of proportion, where it's very attractive to other people. However, they're not necessarily using it or utilizing it in the correct fashion, and there's a huge misinterpretation for it. All right, well, anyways, that's enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and quit this episode now. I'll do another walk around of my truck next episode, and it's gonna be pretty short. There's really not much done to it. I know a lot of people ask me what have you done to it, but the list is pretty short. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here, and then you guys can see the next episode.